Hello everyone, my name is Makeda Valletta, also known as the Body Scientist. And in case you have not been following my work for the past 10 years, I have been teaching women about the use of the mystical goddess egg, the cosmic yoni egg, also known as Puanani eggs. And they are crystal and stone eggs that women work with vaginally to increase the strength of the vaginal muscles and to get control, increase sensitivity. And so today I'm going to talk about how it can help to heal trauma. That's something that when I first started working with it 12 years ago, I did not realize was one of the things that it did, because that's not something that I saw in any of the books that I read. But when I started teaching women 10 years ago in 2007, I started to learn, from the women that I was teaching and really seeing how it could help heal trauma. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So, a lot of times women will email me and they'll tell me about a different thing that they're going through. Like it could be something traumatic, and they ask me, what kind of egg do you recommend? And I really try to stay away from recommending eggs because I do not believe that there's a one size fits all. I've seen women dealing with the same issue. Like you could have 5 different women dealing with some type of trauma. It could be sexual trauma or birth trauma. And they might choose different stones. One person may choose aventurine, one person may choose rose quartz, another person may choose obsidian, and still get healing benefits from it. So I try not to recommend, right? However, two really good eggs and stones or crystals to work with to help just with connecting the heart are rose quartz and aventurine. So this is rose quartz right here. I think most people know rose quartz. And then aventurine, which is very similar to jade, right here. And the reason is because both of them really connect to the heart chakra. And part of this practice of working with yoni eggs is also about connecting your sacred center to your heart. That's also part of it, right? And so, especially if you're using it for healing purposes, in general, that's important. But with healing, you definitely want to bring in that heart energy, that compassion, and make that connection and be gentle with yourself. So those are good stones to work with, but it doesn't have to be those two. Like you may resonate to something else. In our vaginal canal, we have reflexology points. So most of you have probably heard of reflexology points before. But reflexology points are basically like in acupuncture. You have okay, so let me get my mind right. Reflexology points. We have reflexology points in our ears, our feet, our hands, and they connect to different meridians. Okay, so meridians are different energy fields, like highways of energy fields. So we have our aura, which is the big protective shell, energetic shell that surrounds our body, that protects what comes in and out of our energy field. And it's actually shaped like an egg. So we have our aura, and then we have our chakras, which a lot of you probably are aware of, which are vortexes of energy that run up and down our spine. We have one above us, and we have little micro chakras in different places. Meridians are like highways of energy, veins of energy that run along the body that's associated with different organs, different time zones, different emotions, okay? And if something traumatic happens to us, it can cause one of your meridians to run backwards. And once that happens, no matter what therapy you go to or how much you talk about it, until the meridian runs the direction it's supposed to run, you will still be dealing with these issues. And that's the reason why many studies have shown that talk therapy does not help people actually heal from trauma. It just helps them understand that they have trauma, but it doesn't necessarily help them heal, okay? And that's because if the trauma is so bad that it's affecting your energy fields, then it can cause the meridians to run backwards, and that can cause you to feel certain negative emotions. Every meridian has negative and positive emotions. And this is something that I go through and I teach in my classes, my Central Strength Training class and my Sacred Puanani Power class. I also have an online video class. And in my classes, I go more in depth with that. And so when you're working with when you're working with a Puanani egg, and it's in your vaginal canal, and you have reflexology points on your vaginal canal, the egg will move around and massage different points, even when you're unaware of it. You're not even conscious of it. And it can help to dissolve certain traumas, right? It can help to rub and stimulate those meridian points. And an egg naturally absorbs negative energy. It naturally absorbs negative energy. Any egg, a chicken egg, any egg, naturally absorbs negative energy and transforms it into positive energy, right? And so not only is it a stone or a crystal, you have the healing power of the stone and the crystal inside of your body, massaging your reflexology points. But then it's the shape of an egg, so it's absorbing negative energy naturally and transforming it. Also, so this is the reason why working with eggs can help with all kinds of trauma, not just sexual trauma, but all kinds of trauma. The laws of physics say that the further we are from our center, the more off balance we are. And that's true of all objects, right? The further away from the center, the more off balance it's going to be. And so working with a Puanani egg helps you to forces you to focus on your deep center. So when you feel like you're spinning out of control, or really having a hard time going through a lot of stuff, focusing on egg work in that sacred center can help center you, right? Can help center you and transform the energy. I need to close this. Sorry about the sounds. And so that's the reason why the egg in itself is so powerful in terms of working with trauma. Now, if you're dealing with sexual trauma, it's really good too, because working with the egg forces you to focus on your vaginal muscles, on your vagina, on, what you're feeling. It forces you to do that. And a lot of times when women are dealing with sexual trauma, they sometimes disconnect, disconnect to their vaginal muscles, disconnect to their sacred center. And that's really not a good thing. If something traumatic happens and you don't deal with it, and deal with it in that moment to shake it off you. And this is another reason why I really believe in dance, especially dances of the African diaspora that involve a lot of shaking and gyrating, because it can help reset your energy fields and shake that stuff off you. But if you just try to shut down and you're which kids can do a lot, where you just shut down and you try to act like it didn't happen and you don't deal with it, it can leave traumatic imprints in your energy fields. And you can pass those traumatic imprints on to your offspring if you have them. And men and women can do this, but especially women, because we get pregnant and give birth, and we can pass it on to our offspring, and it could become activated within us or our offspring at any time. Just like when you have a virus in your system, it could be dormant, but it can be activated if you're consuming something that causes the virus to be activated. You're not taking care of yourself. You're going through a lot of stress. That virus can be turned back on. Same thing with traumatic imprints, okay? And so this is the reason why it's really important to work through trauma. And working with a Puanani egg and also dancing intensely. Lots of shaking, gyrating, hip-centered dances, which is another thing that I teach in my sensual strength training class, is a very powerful tool for healing. I suggest that you look at my YouTube video, The Black Dance Aesthetic, where I get more into depth about the healing power of black dance. That video and also Haitian Dance is My Yoga. Those two videos I suggest you take a look at. And so, yeah, I just wanted to do this brief video just to let you all know, just to give you a little bit more information on how working with the Puanani egg can help heal trauma, okay? So I think that I've said everything I need to say. If you have any questions, feel free to write it below. And if you would like to purchase eggs, you can contact me at thebodyscientist81@gmail.com. I've put all that information below. And happy healing, ladies. I hope you found this video helpful. And if you do, please share it and have a great day. Bye-bye.